Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. I am sitting here with none other than my homies Big Ed and Waze, and this is another episode of The Off Season. Yo, what's going on again? I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. This is another episode of the off season where we're talking about things that is going on in the off season. Big news dropped today. Some huge news dropped today. Other than that, a little uneventful. I almost suggested we do another draft just for fun, with the whole first round, just round robin all the way and see how it plays out. But we didn't do it in time. We were supposed to do some stuff last night, and I was caught up. But it's a lot to talk about because not only on the offseason do we talk about things happening in the offseason in football, but the other things that's happening in sports in the offseason in football are other sports. So we can talk a little bit about that too. But in the meantime and in between time, first and foremost, I got to introduce the homies. Big Ed Wade, what's up, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
It's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You notice no applause for me, but applause for them. I'm not understanding that, but we're gonna talk to our studio audience about that after the show. See if we can get that together. First things first, the big news. If you notice, I got Kate Cunningham looking at his new Piston teammate, Caitlin Clark. That's it. That's right. That's right. Caitlin Clark has been drafted by the Pistons. That's right. Because as their lottery pick this year, they grabbed Katie Clark. So that's how we rolling. We're gonna be rolling with Katie Clark in the Piston uniform. We can use them threes. We can use them. We can use them. We can use a shooter. We can use a shooter. Speaking of Caitlin Clark, I will start there, folks. And I'm going to get a spiel out. But first, I want to congratulate Iowa on a huge victory over LSU, Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers. Did you guys, by chance, take a gander at this game?
No.
I did not.
Both of you suck. I will just say that. This was the highest rated women's basketball game of all times. They broke their own record because the record was actually held by Iowa versus LSU in last year's national championship game. And last night, they surpassed that number, reaching over 13 million views. 13 million people tuned in for that game. Huge game. Great game. Oh my God, that was better than every men's basketball game I've seen so far. NBA and college combined. Never seen it. It was the best game I've seen this year in basketball. When I tell you these girls were balling, Caitlin Clark is such a freaking baller. It doesn't make sense. 47 points. It was just ridiculous.
Started with 41
It was 41 and 7 reads. You're right.
and like 12 assists.
Yeah, she was outrageous because everybody knew she was getting the ball. So when they came at her too slow, she lit their ass up. They came at her too fast, she made the pass. It was masterful. It was masterful. And Angel Reese started out hot and then got a little bit of an ankle injury, and she just kind of fell off for the rest of the game, and that was it. Iowa just took off, and LSU showed a lot of fight though. I won't hate on them. They showed a lot of fight. It was a game that you couldn't stop playing because we blowing y'all out. It was like as soon as Iowa looked like they relaxed for a minute, LSU was balling back in, and then Caitlin Clark would just do something. So it was a great game, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely, and I started to watch the next game, USC versus who did USC play?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. They played UConn. Another great game, but I didn't survive it. I started watching it. It was getting late. I had to crash out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When meds, I get tired.
One thing about USC, I gotta congratulate my niece Amaya King. She just signed her scholarship letter to go to USC.
Oh, congratulations. She'll be balling?
Yep.
She's going to be playing next to, I think, what is
Juju Watkins.
the next big thing in college basketball is Juju Watkins. Juju Watkins is special. That girl can ball. But I tell you who else is special, who nobody has talked about. It's this girl, Isaiah James. She plays for, what team was that played this weekend? They played over the weekend. North Carolina State, I think it is. North Carolina State, I believe it is. And man, this girl is when I tell you this girl can shoot, this girl she's like, it was like watching Steph Curry out there. This girl can ball.
Hell, I thought you was gonna say Paige Beckers.
Paige Beckers played a great game. But this was the night before. Paige Beckers is great. And Paige Beckers takes on Iowa next. So that'll be an interesting game. But Isaiah James and them got to play South Carolina, the undefeated South Carolina. And that's going to be a great game, too. So the Final Four is set for both men and women. I am far more intrigued by the women.
Yeah.
I am. You got, well, Juju and them lost, unfortunately. So, but Juju did ball out. But still, UConn is taking on NC State with this girl James. I'm telling you, you got to see this chick. I don't know why they're not talking about this girl. She is a baller. She's a bucket waiting to happen. And then Iowa is taking on who they playing?
UConn.
UConn. No.
Yeah, I was playing UConn.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It was all the big talk on the sports on the sports networks the next day. I was playing UConn their day. It's Caitlin Clark against Paige Beckers.
Paige Beckers don't play for UConn though.
Yes, she does.
Man, I don't think so.
Yeah. Because it's all over the news here because Paige Beckers is from Hopkins, Minnesota.
They do play UConn. They play UConn. So who does NC State? Oh, NC State plays South Carolina. That's right. So UConn plays Iowa. So that's gonna be two great matchups. In the Final Four, the men's Final Four, UConn again. UConn plays Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And NC State is taking on Purdue. So North Carolina State and UConn are repping both men and women. And I picked, so this was funny. I had a friend of mine sent me a text, said, yo, fill out the bracket. I thought he just had a fun group. A group for fun. He started his own group on ESPN. I was like, all right, man, I'll do it. Filled out a bracket, joined his group. 2 weeks later, they sending me text messages. Somebody sending me text messages talking about, you got to remember to pay your $10 to get in. I was like, I ain't know this was for money. You just said fill this out. So I was like, I ain't giving you shit. Well, now I'm in first place. I'm the only person in the group that got 3 out of the Final 4 right, and I was like, okay, I'll pay the $10.
Speaking of brackets.
Oh yeah. I got UConn winning it all in the men's, and that's the one I had it coming down to UConn and Marquette, but obviously Marquette's no longer in the mix.
I got UConn and Purdue.
And on my ESPN, I got UConn and Purdue. On my Yahoo, I got UConn and Marquette.
So,
Yeah.
But I'm in first place in our bracket.
And who is ours? I'm
The
not
off season. Yeah, you are.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
you are.
Yeah, you did.
It says T Whistle right here
I ain't do no picks. What site is that?
on Sleeper.
Yeah, it's on Sleep.
I didn't do no picks on Sleeper.
Okay. Yeah, I think it shows that you did it. So it gave you the default picks.
It just did. It must
Wow.
just did chalk. Yeah, I didn't do it.
That's crazy because you're in second place.
Yeah, I didn't do it. It probably went chalk. It probably just did chalk.
Mhm.
Oh,
I didn't make any picks on Sleeper.
oh, okay.
I did 2 brackets, Yahoo and ESPN. That's the only 2 brackets I did. And the ESPN, I'm winning.
I don't know if where I had seen this and if it's a reputable source, but I had seen something as I was scrolling through Twitter that Angel Reese had declared for the WNBA draft as well.
That is true. That's
Yep, in the Vogue spread.
Okay. But
I don't know. I don't know about Vogue. I mean, that's a he in his he in his Madonna mode down there.
No, it was
But
the magazine Vogue.
yeah, he's in his Madonna thing. He's reading Vogue magazine and shit.
No, it was all on the news today.
Okay, all right, Madonna. all right, Madonna, we got you. Vogue, come on, Vogue. Do.
it's going to be interesting to
But
see how.
It is news. I saw it on sports. I saw it in sports. I didn't see it in Vogue.
Yeah, I saw it scrolling through Twitter.
Yeah,
I didn't see it in Vogue either, but
Well,
she
that's
said that she
that's what you said.
she said she
You
was
said you saw
chatting.
it in Vogue magazine.
I didn't see it in Vogue.
That's what you
The
said.
TV said it was in Vogue.
No, you said you saw it in Vogue.
I'll be real. I didn't even know Vogue was still doing its thing
Me either.
until you just brought it up.
Well, she
So
said
when
she
you
was.
said Vogue,
It's only for women in Big Ed.
It was on the news. Said she was channeling Serena Williams when Serena announced her retirement.
okay.
Okay. All right, Madonna.
But it is going to be interesting to see where her and Caitlin Clark end up.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of effect her and Caitlin Clark have on the WNBA.
That's the thing I am very much interested in.
Because a lot of people are saying this is the WNBA's Magic and Bird.
Yeah, I can agree with this. I absolutely agree with this because the way I've been looking at this has never happened for women's sports where you get so much hype coming from collegiate athletes going to the pros, where it's making a whole market gaining more influence and gaining more attraction just because of these names coming into that market and coming from the collegiate level primarily. I think this is a big step for the WNBA and really women's sports in general.
Can I address can I say hello to the elephant in the room?
What's that?
You want to come out? Bring your big ass out here. Here comes the elephant in the room. Here this big motherfucker comes. Is it ironic that in both cases, race is an undertone?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it ironic? You know, there was so much talk about Angel Reese, and you know, the white people are so happy in sports talk, not just white people in general, but in sports talk. Oh, they so happy that she beat this loudmouth Negro.
A dirty debutante.
And it's this black against white thing. It was there with that undertone was there with Magic and Bird, and that undertone is there with Caitlin and Angel Reese, and that drives America. Whether we hate to talk about it, but it drives America. The more we avoid addressing it, the more we avoid saying it, the more it drives this country. Race is the biggest driver in America.
Mm-hmm.
It was built on racism, so
yeah,
it drives it, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. The crazy thing is, she ain't even going to the NBA. She going to the Pistons.
She gonna take that $5 million and go to the big three.
She might.
Hey,
It's a thought, but I don't think she's gonna do that. I think she'd rather compete because she'll still make money, even though WNBA right now salaries don't match that. You know, you're probably looking at $1.50 at the most, maybe.
Last I heard, it was 250. The highest salary was 250,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So starts, she may be looking at $1.50 to 200, something like that. But she's gonna get endorsements out the asshole.
yeah, and not even just that. It
I heard. Oh,
it
go
really
ahead.
depends on her mindset going into this. This is an opportunity for her to be making history, being a big, huge part of history.
Yep,
It's not just history, but women's history in general.
yep, yep, yep.
So, and I heard somewhere she was already making like 10 million in NIL deals.
No, she's not making 10 million, but she's making more than any. She's probably making close to 2 million.
Mm.
Two to four. She's making money though.
Oh yeah.
Getting paid in NIL. But yeah, nobody's hit 10 yet in women's basketball. But yeah, when she gets to the pros, if she lives up to the hype in the WNBA and it starts to drive that league the way we expect it to, it is expected to, she'll get endorsements. She'll get paid.
Yeah,
She will make enough. She will make more than, she will exceed that 5 million.
Yeah.
And she'll have more of a competitive advantage in the WNBA than the big three.
yeah,
It'll break down a barrier, but it won't. But only for her, not really. She can make a bigger difference in the WNBA.
yes. I agree with that 100%.
Damn.
The WNBA already has its history. And now you have the opportunity to take that history and flip it on its head and make completely new path and new timeline for this sport.
Yeah, that's right. For the people coming behind you, that's the bigger deal. Meantime,
Thought I froze up for a minute.
I don't know if anybody has watched any of the NBA, but you know the NBA is coming close to the playoffs. That playoff picture is rounding out and about. And have you guys been watching any NBA basketball?
Not watching, but I've caught a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch, but my
The
timing.
Wolves are fighting for first place right now.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, Wolves are balling out, man. The Wolves are balling out. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
Top defensive team in the league.
They're, I think, right now, the only thing that I believe may be working against the Wolves is the lack of playoff experience. That's probably going to be the only thing I would say could set them back a little bit. If they go up against a veteran team that, you know, has championship experience, they could run across some issues in the 7-game series. But the Wolves are as talented as damn near anybody in the league outside, well, in the West, of course, outside of Denver. I think Denver goes back.
Who they did just beat, by the way.
Yeah. I think Denver goes back. You put that in the 7-game series and fuck what they just did. I'm just saying. There's a big difference when it comes to the playoffs. I can recall when LeBron was in the East and Toronto just ran right through the league until the playoffs, and they met up with LeBron and company, and 5 games you out. You know, it's a big difference when it comes to the playoffs. And Denver being current reigning champs, I think is still the most talented team. Or I should say, I think they're still the best team in the league right now, in the West anyway. But it's going to be some tough outs. Minnesota's going to be a tough out. Dallas is going to be a tough out. And contrary to the fact that they're 90, the Lakers are still going to be a tough out. LeBron is still a tough out.
Yeah.
At 90 years old, he is still hard to he's still hard to stop. He is still
And then you go to the East, man. Celtics is crushing it.
Boston is scary.
Right here, it's unstoppable. They're like Thanos. They're inevitable.
You know, and the only thing that scares me about Boston is that it's Boston.
They've had a propensity to choke the last couple years.
Every freaking year, man. It's every year it's can't nobody beat Boston. Can't nobody beat Boston. I mean, last year they was coming into the playoffs, knocking teams off by 50. Everybody, they was beating the good team by 50.
Mm-hmm.
50 there. Got to the playoffs, and playoff Jimmy shows up.
They came to work.
That damn Jimmy Butler, man. That Miami Heat, you can't count them out. If all they got to do is get in, and you can't count them out. They are always a tough outcome playoff time. Milwaukee don't seem to be getting it together.
No, they can't figure out who's the top dog now because they got Dame and they got Giannis.
They can't seem to get that right.
Yeah.
Philly, with Embiid back, could be a tough out.
Yep.
New York is going to be a tough out. The
Yeah.
New York Knicks, believe it or not, is going to be a tough out. And the Pistons with Caitlin Clark is going to be a tough out. All right. So that's all I got for the INBA. The INBA. The INBA. Nasty Boys Association. On to football.
That's the boys' athletics.
Hey, Waze,
Yes.
what's the biggest news in the NFL today?
Biggest news in the NFL today is the Bills traded away Stephon Diggs for a second round.
Second round. I heard it was a fourth and a sixth.
All I saw was the second round. I haven't seen any updated information yet.
And all I saw was pick compensation, some shit like that.
Yeah, I think it was only a fourth and a sixth.
Yeah, last I saw, which is like an hour or so ago, was just the second round. But then again, that's around the time that the news broke as well.
We'll see.
He was sent over to Houston with a couple of picks going there with him.
Thank you for moving on, since Big Ed is Googling right now. Instead of moving on, he gets stuck in his thing. So he is moving on to Houston.
Yes.
The Houston Texans will be loaded.
Man, and they just got the scariest thing that they could possibly get. They have a veteran leader to go and lead that wide receiver corps.
Have you ever heard the term Houston, we have a problem? Well, everybody else, we have a problem, and it's Houston.
Yeah.
Right?
It's scary. They got some leadership in that wide receiver room now, full of basically rookies.
And it ain't even their thing wasn't even the leadership that they needed. They needed to stay healthy with their receivers.
Well, yeah.
But they already had three of the best receivers in the league, damn near. Now, what's anybody gonna do against them?
Nothing. You know what they're
Can't
gonna
run
do?
cover one, can't run cover two.
Hell no, they're gonna run investigations. That's what they're gonna run.
Well, Deacon Jones said it best, and I would say the only thing you can do is take a note from the book of Deacon Jones. Kill the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's your only shot.
Man,
People are gonna have to play safety at linebackers.
Your only shot is to kill the quarterback, man.
Going to have to engage 8 every play. That's your only
Yeah.
chance.
Just kill a quarterback. We'll figure it out later. Because if CJ Stroud takes that next step, you're in trouble.
Yo,
Everybody's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
they got a
Houston,
young team.
Houston has a Super Bowl caliber football team right now.
Houston is showing the league how you take and build a fresh dynasty. Because that's all they're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
Basically, the youngest team in the league, which happens to be probably the most stacked team.
I don't know who I picked before, but I'm refreshing my pick right now. And I would love for this to be true. Detroit and Houston in the Super Bowl. Oh my goodness.
You know what is looking more likely now?
Hey,
Oh,
I woke up on Monday morning and almost had a heart attack. I thought the mortgage away their whole future. I woke up Monday morning and the first thing I saw was Jared Goff traded.
to the Washington Commanders for the number 2 overall pick.
I was like, oh my
And
God.
they plan on picking J.J. McCarthy.
Hey, you mind if we take a quick break here? I gotta run and do something real fast. Jump right back in.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break while Wade's going to take a shit, and we'll be right back.
It was only one verse.
Yeah, we back. We had to come back with the sounds of Rob 45. We call him Rob Trump. Next he's gonna be Rob 47.
No.
The update. So we are back, and I don't know where we were. I wanted to see Detroit and Houston in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Houston is doing everything right this offseason. I haven't seen them make really too many bad moves. The key pieces they missed, they left out on defense or lost on defense, they filled those holes in, and they have potential to fill the rest of those holes in the draft.
Didn't they pick up your buddy? Daniil Hunter?
Did they? Oh, I think they did. Yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah. Huge pickup for them. So, man, Houston's looking nasty. Not Chicago. Detroit's been kind of quiet this offseason, but not quiet.
I like, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I like that's Brad Holmes style. Everybody screams, go get this guy, go get that guy. Hey, don't listen to that shit.
Hey, they did get some defensive line help though.
Get that guy. He don't listen to that shit.
And in
he
the form of
he don't go for the big splash.
right. And he got somebody another one of Wade's guys, Marcus Davenport.
Oh yeah. Davenport's another huge pickup there.
And a huge loss for the Vikings.
It is, but
and he got the defensive lineman from Cincinnati as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so quietly, because and that's what I like. He works quietly. You know, real bad boys move in silence.
Mm-hmm.
And quietly, without making a big splash, quietly he is building a defensive line that is virtually interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that's a word y'all hate to hear me say because I said that about IDPs, but it's almost like you'll be able to pull this whole starting defensive line out and put the bench in and not miss a step.
Yeah.
He is building a defensive line army.
Yeah. And that's how it should be played.
It is going to be no let up on the pressure on that quarterback. No let up the pressure on that offensive line because this defensive line is going to be stout. And it's not just the starters, but it's also the backups that's good enough to be starters on a lot of other teams.
And that's why I appreciate what the Lions have been doing with that. Is I, as a coach, And then with my D line, that's how I operated it. Every single one of my defensive line players get plenty of game time because I do the rotating door method. The fresher I keep my entire defensive line is the softer that offensive line is going to be by the end of that game, and we're just crushed. You know,
Plus, you keep them keep the offensive line guessing on the style of play that they use too.
exactly. Running
might,
punts and
You know, you might
man.
you might have a power rusher in there one play.
Mhm.
Next two plays, now you got a speed rusher.
Yeah, exactly. And so what the Lions are doing as a coach, I fully believe in, and that's why I haven't said a damn thing about the way they've been running their D line.
So there was an interesting question came up. Speaking of the Lions, I'm not going to stay on them long, but there was an interesting question. Being in the market, I hear these kind of interesting questions. There was a new mock draft that came out. They put three. They did like us. They put three former GMs and they did a round robin.
Okay.
And as the picks progressed, there is a tight end that is many believe is at the top of Brad Holmes' tight end list for the tight end from Georgia, Brock Barnes.
Brock Powers or Bowers?
Brock Bowers. Yes, Brock Bowers. That's it. They had him dropping all the way to 29 and being there for the Lions to pick. And the question became, do the Lions pick him or do the Lions trade down? Because somebody's going to want him.
I'd trade down.
I would trade down. Because, well, right now, like the Lions just matched, I think it was Houston's San Francisco's offer with Brock Wright.
Did they?
Did they? So Brock Wright is staying there in Detroit.
Okay, because that was the conversation. If they don't match Brock Wright's deal and Brock Wright is gone to San Francisco, they no longer have a backup tight end. And Brock Bowers is not just a tight end. He's a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's different.
And was it Dalton Kincaid on the other side, or which one was it? I can't remember, the rookie from last year.
Laporta.
Yeah, Sam Laporta on the opposite side. Look, bro, it's been I haven't been, because of the Lions being so quiet, I haven't really been paying much attention to the team this offseason. So I'll be honest, I forgot that Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't even the freaking starter last year.
Yeah, but Laporta was balling out. Yeah, Laporta was in the heavy hitters damn near every week.
Yeah, and I don't know how I forgot his name that fast. But no, with Sam Laporta on the opposite side, no matter you got Brock Wright or you got
Brock Bowers
or Brock Bowers, you're gonna have. Man.
They had Brock Bowers, and so yeah, that was the scenario. Considering that they have matched the offer to keep Brock Wright, then I don't even see the scenario happen. I don't see him dropping to 29. I think that's not going to happen.
No, he's going to be gone way before that.
And, I like that Brad Holmes didn't make a move banking on that to happen.
I mean, hell, the Raiders need a tight end. And they picked what, 13th, 12 or 13th?
Yeah. But I know the Raiders are also heavily looking in on Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix as well.
I see both of them could slip actually to the second round.
Oh, absolutely. Especially Bo Nix. I think he's the most slept. To be honest, I think Bo Nix is the most slept on quarterback in this draft.
And Penix is slipping because of injury.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Hendon Hooker effect.
Which I think may be a mistake. I think Penix is going to be good.
Yeah. I think he's going to ball
out. All right. Anything else going on in the NFL that we need that's noteworthy?
The April Fool's joke that I came across that I didn't realize was an April Fool's joke until I actually paid attention. That Minnesota and New England were working out a deal to send Minnesota to number 3.
Oh God. How about after last week's show, I get a phone call from Big Head talking about, well, how do we miss that shit? Fucking Kyler Murray is gone to Minnesota. God damn it.
And little pork chop, it was just a proposed trade deal, but he came to me with it like it was a real deal.
Oh boy.
I'm like, oh hell no! How in the hell did we miss that? That's why we missed it, because it was a proposed deal.
Yeah, it was a mock draft.
Yeah,
And there
that was one of those fanfics.
that was one of those. They were doing their mock draft and they went din in it.
I couldn't help myself with that.
Dinner trade.
Oh, man.
It was fun. It was good. There's been a trade.
Oh,
But that said, man, I don't have anything else. I don't know if you guys have anything.
No,
no, not really. Malik Neighbors is flying up the draft. I don't. Everybody is saying that he potentially could be the best player at wide receiver in the draft as far as down the road.
well, a lot of people have said that he was actually better than Marvin Harrison Jr. So
I've been seeing that as well. So I've been paying a lot of attention to stuff like that because that is very interesting to see with Marvin Harrison Jr., who everybody's hyping him up, but he's kind of been quiet as far as like the combine and everything going on. He's been getting overshadowed by the quarterbacks, and then now everybody's talking about Malik Neighbors instead of Marvin Harrison Jr.
Interesting.
So, does Malik Neighbors get drafted by the Cardinals, and then Marvin Harrison Jr. slides down to number 9?
I was trying to get out of this before we had any fucking Bears news.
Hey,
I thought we were
Never
going to have
mentioned him.
I thought we
Never
were
mentioned
having a Bears free show tonight.
I never would have thought.
And he
that
found a
would've
way to slip them in there. I wish you, God damn it, Wade, you had to bring that up. You had to bring up Neighbor and allowed him to slip that shit in there. This fucking asshole. You know what? We almost got out of it. We almost got out of there. He found a way. He found a way. That said, man.
Wade's opened the door for it.
That said, we want to thank you all for joining us. I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. That's Big Ed Ways. This is the off season. Until next time, the draft is coming soon. Maybe next week we'll do another mock draft. This time we'll do a round robin and have a little fun with it. But on that note, man, we are out of here and we'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for joining us. Peace.